Hey, 4C Divers! Welcome to Facebook Live. Thank you for tuning in. If you are listening, let us know that you are here. Give us a hello in the comments section. Go ahead and tell us where you're listening in from. Are you here in Florida? Are you outside the state of Florida? How about, are you outside of the country? We want to know who's listening in. And we have a great presentation planned tonight, guys. So hold on tight. We will get to that in just a second. Let's do a check-in. As you guys know, at 4C in September, we theme the month as Shark Month, and we have great presentations lined up, today being one that's going to give a little bit about sharks and a little bit about some other things going on in the oceans. And then next week, we have a couple more of our shark Facebook Lives presenting that are going to be fantastic. We've got the Gary Rose presentation about the local sharks here in Florida, and we also have sawfish. And if you guys have ever seen a sawfish in Florida, give us a thumbs up in the comment section. All right, everybody say hi to Steven. Hi, Steven. That's the owner of 4C. He's listening in. Hey. All right, and guys, as you know, we want you to give us a thumbs up, a heart emoji, or a smiley face if you're enjoying this presentation, to let us know that these are the type of topics you like listening to. So if you guys are having a good time, we want to hear your questions and comments. So make sure you're typing those in. And again, this is all about Aware Week, you guys. If you saw what the topic is going to be and you're like, what's Aware Week? Well, we're going to tell you all about it. So hold on tight. We're going to get that presentation started in just a second. And you guys are used to me doing a little raffle at the end of these things, and you guys need to register. Well, this time we're not going to be doing an online little raffle name poll. We're going to be doing something different. So hold on tight. So you got to listen to the whole entire presentation until you find out what that is. So stay tuned. All righty, guys. Again, give us a hello. Tell us where you're listening in from. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and write them for us, and we will answer them throughout the presentation or at the end. Okay, so you guys know me. I'm Nicole. I'm your social media gal for 4C, but you do not know the lady on the screen here. We have Juanita from PADI Aware Foundation, which used to be called Project Aware, but now it's called PADI Aware Foundation. So she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and the foundation, and tell you what Aware Week is and the programs that are involved. All right.
Thank you, Nicole, for the invite. Again, my name is Juanita Seno. I've been in the industry and with PADI for a whole decade before I joined the conservation side of things. And today I think it's very special because Nicole and 4Cs are doing a great job about teaching you all about the diving and conservation. But on this particular presentation, we're going to show you how you can really be a PADI aware participant, whether here in the water, above the water, Facebook, social media. We'll show you the results and the power that you have. So Nicole, if you don't mind, we'll start with our mission. PADI's mission is actually about the creating a community through torchbearers that will be the torchbearers for protecting our oceans. And then the vision is to achieve a balance between humanity and the ocean, right? So at PADI Aware Foundation, which happens to be then what we are going to be talking about today, next slide there, Nicole, is the Aware vision. Same one, achieving the balance, but the Aware mission takes it even further, where we take dive local action for global ocean conservation. So everything that you do does have an impact. And our tagline, please remember, local action does have that global impact. On our next one, the slide is the blueprint. And I'm going quickly through this because I want you to think of yourselves as being unaware. So I'm running over all the like goals that we have as a team and as a company and as an industry, but how you fit in it. So it's pretty overwhelming because we want the cleanup of the oceans. We want to multiply the number of marine protected areas. We want to protect endangered and vulnerable species. We want to accelerate coral reef restoration and reduce the offset of the carbon. That's a tall order. I need to take a breather there because when you think of all the issues, it's just too much. Well, we at PADI Aware have managed to concentrate on certain aspects where on your everyday actions and your everyday passion, you can help us solve it. And again, let's start with that community local level so that we can then grow exponentially and have that global impact that we're talking about. So on the next screen, we're going to see fins on. What does that mean? Well, what Nicole and 4C Scuba does so well. They're teaching you how to dive, where to go, all the techniques that make you a fantastic diver, that can give you the adventure that you need with aware shark conservation or a dive against debris certification, which I think they do a fantastic job at combining not only the technique, but the passion for the environment that creates this wonderful sport that we're in, right? Adopt a dive site is something that is quite popular out there and people just don't know enough about. So on the next slide, I'm going to show you what happens with the power of what you guys actually do. When you go diving, it's fantastic. When you go and do a cleanup, impacts your local beaches, your local waters. But then what happens? Nobody knows about it. So with this is a reminder that every time you create a survey in this particular platform that we call our citizen science, what happens here is after it gets reviewed and approved, it actually has a value. It has a location where the debris was found. It has the sort of debris that was found in that. And this is what people see, what scientists are looking at and writing papers about, what the actual then plans to mobilize. Okay, where does it need to be cleaner? What kind of plastic is being found? And this is actually what drives policy for change. With that being said, I think at this time, your team at 4Cs has a chance to get you guys in the map, if I'm not mistaken, during this week. Right, Nicole?
There we go. All right. I had to get myself back over here. That's correct, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the website for 4C. And the reason why is I'm going to show you guys on our website, we have our events page. So you go to the event tab up here and you click that and you go down and it says diving events. That beach dive meetup this Sunday, all right, because that's the last day of Aware Week. Normally we just do a beach dive, but this is going to be a little bit different, guys. We want you to come out and I want you to clean up with us during this dive. So bring your gloves, bring your mesh bags, bring a cutting tool, and we will go out there and we will clean up one of the dive sites that is off the beach here in South Florida. And for you guys to participate, we're gonna do something extra special for you guys. So you gotta show up and help clean up, all right? So make sure that is something that's on your radar and on your schedule and get signed up through our website. The $10 is there, but we give you an air fill once you're done or a tank rental to help clean up the dive. So make sure that you go to our website and enjoy cleaning up this weekend with 4C at our beach dive meetup.
Fantastic. And should you need any assistance on submitting any of the data of that survey or have any questions, at the end of the presentation, you'll have the PADI Aware contact information where we can guide you exactly how to do not just this Sunday, but any dive that you complete. Make it count. This is important. We already have a lot of future plans, but without participants like yourselves creating this data, providing the eyes of the sea. You guys have no idea how powerful that is. Nobody else can do what you guys do ever. And so that's why we say that every dive counts. The fact that you find a zero, meaning you found a pristine, clean site, that also counts, because that lets us know where we can actually then put our efforts going, okay, this is a monitoring site now, not necessarily a major cleanup policy changing site. So our energy as a community and as an organization can be shifted accordingly to the needs of the local dive centers and the local divers and your communities. So that's why it's so important to make it flavorful on your own. So now my passion is what happens after we all dive into wonderful things. So let's go to the FinSoft portion, where, let me tell you, super powerful. It may not seem like it's related to you, but this really does make such a change. For example, yes, we have petitions like the 30 by 30 petition. We're going to get more involved with the blue carbon seagrass restoration. But that Mako shark petition, not only did we make said petition, but we compiled communities of dive centers and divers like yourselves to certify as an aware shark diver, right? And the original idea is like take photos, get in the media, and try to get those particular countries to vote against overfishing or have true policies that could change the actual endangering of the Mako shark in both South Africa and Brazil. Well, we deployed it. We taught instructors how to do the course. We taught students how to do the course. They completed the dives. But with the FinSoft, they created this media frenzy of, I save, I make time for Makos and I want to save the Makos and what's happening with our own country policies. And we now have politicians at both countries accepting conversations with us and possibly putting their vote in those multi-universe, multi-nation organizations like ICAT in our favor to protect the Mako shark. Why? Because we went directly to Brazil, didn't understand the impact that they could have with their vote, that it can actually switch over a decision at the world level for all Atlantic Ocean countries. Okay. So that's where you come in. Those postings in the media, those surveys on My Ocean, it's what is really changing the world. Okay. And sharing it with your next door neighbor. Some of our materials, as far as Project Aware's teaching and PADI Aware's conservation information, can be shared with anyone who just wants to learn more about the ocean. But Four Seas has done a fantastic job at getting you guys dipped into this whole shark thing. But what else happens locally, Nicole? Are there anything else that we should know about that your community of divers can get involved with?
Absolutely. So if you guys are aware, right now the FWC is actually going to be doing a meeting on October 6th and 7th up in St. Augustine. And basically the FWC Commission will be meeting with staff and commissioners to review the discussion of Goliath groupers. And basically their staff will seek to open the Goliath grouper fishery to a limit harvest of these animals. So right now they're currently protected. You cannot harvest Goliath groupers, but they're looking to push for a limited harvest. And so us as the dive community, if you do not agree with this and you want to voice your opinion, there's a couple of things you can do. You can write into the commissioners, and I will send that information in the comment section. You would send it in as an email, type up a letter stating what your stance is on this. And you can also attend the meeting, and you can also fill out a petition. There is an online petition, and I'm actually grabbing this and I'm going to put it in the comment section for you guys. Let me bring it into here so everyone sees right there. That's the petition, and if you guys, it's now in your comment section. So please make sure that you're signing that if you're in favor of keeping these guys off of fishermen's hooks. That would be fantastic, because guys, these Goliath groupers, they're not just an important species to our ecosystem, but also our tourism. I don't know the numbers. I do know that the Goliath grouper lady was on and she had the numbers and I just forgot them, sorry. But if you want to watch our Facebook Live with our Goliath grouper scientists, there is a dollar amount of how much money just these fish alone bring in to Palm Beach County during the aggregation of the Goliath groupers. And if you haven't seen them yet, it is a sight to see, you guys. Right now, you can call 4C and get booked to go diving. And we have Goliath groupers all over the wrecks of the Palm Beach County area. So give us a call. We'll get you out there diving. We did 3 dives as like event dives, and our boats were full. The boats are full because people want to see these guys. They're so cool. They line up on the reefs and they just hang out. I just did the dive on Monday, and I'll be releasing those photos tomorrow. And you're going to see, you can get up close and personal to a fish that's bigger than you. It's amazing. And they need to stay protected, you know, and as the diving community, we need to have a voice. So if you can do us a favor and get on there, sign that petition, email the commissioners, and if you are able to go to that meeting, we encourage it and we support you guys for supporting this cause.
Absolutely, Nicole. And as a matter of fact, what I would like to do is also offer a chance for whoever wants to even grow and get this further is sign up to be a torchbearer. And within the torchbearer community, there is a platform in Facebook where all these petitions get shared. But if we don't have enough people, whether they live locally or are interested in these particular subjects, nobody gets to sign it or know about it. So the more public you are, I know that people get, oh, righteous this, and, you know, everyone has an opinion. We're not trying to make you be that guy. That's why that platform is there, where it's safe. It's people that have a mind just like you. This is not about arguing with your neighbor or your cousin about your stance on or affecting anyone, but it's more about sharing that interest of saving something that means locally so much, that makes it so much fun to dive, you know, in the back of, you know, the pool, whatever it might be. So
and you know, here's a success story locally. So our dive community rallied in 2000, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the date, 2019, I believe was April or May of 2019. You guys will be able to tell me. And us as a dive community here in South Florida, we rallied and we made sure that the famous dive site, the Blue Heron Bridge, the only place that you can dive in the intercoastal legally in the state of Florida, where there is just the marine life there is amazing. Frogfish, nudibranchs, seahorses, octopus, animals that have, I mean, legs that look like crabs, but they're fish. And oh yeah, it's crazy. The animals that you see at this site is amazing. And we were having an issue with taking of these animals for aquariums. And we were able to rally up as a community and get behind so we can get FWC to put this as a no-take zone. And because of you guys, we did it. So we need to do that again for these Goliath groupers, guys. So let's make sure that that happens.
And we'll make sure to follow up on the success of this particular local to you guys, because I'm pretty sure that you'll be surprised how many people then become supportive, understanding the implications of just how little action like that. The tweeting, the sending that email, the signing the petition creates such a larger voice as a community. And now I'm going to leave my presentation with how to stay connected at information at padiaware.org, and leave the floor up for you guys for any questions that you may have for whether me personally, for Nicole, or anything that she can further address about anything locally, or for me as an organization that you're interested in.
Absolutely. So a couple of things that I also want to announce is we do have the courses of the PADI Aware line of conservation courses that are actual certification courses that you can take to get you not only just more knowledge about a particular subject you're interested in, but also you can get those certifications and use those towards your master diver certification. So if you're not aware of a master diver certification, you have to take 5 specialties. You have to have advanced rescue, CPR, and you have to have log dives, and then you get that master rating. It's not a professional rating, but it's a master rating. So it's a really great program. If you guys are more interested in that, give us a call or come into the store and talk to us more about it. But these specialties, there's so many out there that we can teach at 4C. And some of us don't even have some of these new ones that you guys created. So we have to get on that. But there's sea turtle, sharks, corals. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on some of the other ones. But all of these, we've got, if it's not me teaching them, we've got fantastic instructors at 4C who teach these aware courses, and they do a great job. It's not just me at 4C that loves the animals. It's the whole entire staff. So if you get in there and you talk to them, you're going to see the excitement that you see on my face when I'm talking about these programs. You're going to see it with some of the staff members that teach as well. So you're in good hands. So if you're interested in those courses, give us a call, come in, and we can get you enrolled. And it's really easy. It's usually a little bit of bookwork and then followed by a few dives, which who doesn't like diving, you know?
Right?
So anyway, so that is the courses that we offer at 4C. And so if you have any questions about those, come in and see us. A question I have for you guys is when people report their findings, their marine debris findings, how much of this is shared within the US with like scientists or organizations or governments, and then how much of it is shared globally?
Okay, so the actual data information that you see in that map is for everyone to see. When an actual official organization like the UN or a serial scientist group that wants to do a total study of the data of location versus population and things like that, the information is shared. All these numbers are cumulative since we started the program. And every time a survey is approved, meaning all the requirements of the location, the area, and a good sort of debris, then it gets approved and counted. That's why it does matter that you either put the 0 or you put the one lonely thing you found, so that we can really get those eyes under the water. I also see here that someone is asking if the debris map is both ocean and lakes and rivers. And it's not just the US. I pointed this out so you guys can see just the Florida region, where if you are anywhere near a lake, a water hole, a quarry, a beach, go out there, find your or create your My Ocean profile and put your stamp in there and say, I've been here. This has been checked. And it's almost like a mark. So that's without knowing, adopting a site. If you constantly go to one and you always use the same naming convention and stay within the same, we'll call it 3-mile radius of the actual GPS that you give it, that's adopting a dive site. See, it's not complicated. It's like, this is my training dive, or this is where I go with my buddies, or this is where I go with my local group. So it's any body of water. The only like mega important detail is that any debris that you do needs to be below the surface, because that's what makes this database unique. It's everything that's under the water and only you as a diver can do.
Excellent. And just really quick, let me just kind of go over, in case you are doing these cleanups and you're going out and you're not going with like a group or somebody who has done cleanups before and you're kind of doing this on your own. That's great. That's fine. Obviously, you know, the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that you have good buoyancy, because you're going to make sure that you're not harming any of the coral reefs while you're trying to clean up. And so you got to have good buoyancy first off. So then second thing is you got to make sure you have the right tools to clean up the correct debris. And I say this because I've seen people use things and it's like, yeah, you actually might do more harm to something or to yourself. So always want to make sure you're wearing gloves, something that's not going to, you know, puncture. And also having a cutting tool of some sort, whether it's a knife or scissors or like those line cutters, and having some sort of a bag, a mesh bag. Sometimes the lobster guys, you know, you can just stick your lobsters and your marine debris all in the same bag. I do it all the time. Yes, I do catch lobsters. No, I don't eat them. So if you're ever on a boat with me, I usually hand them to you. But I do
want to be in your boat. I'm sorry.
So I do like to bring up anything that I find. So I got to make sure that I'm equipped correctly and I have the training to bring it up, because it's not sometimes just fishing line or bottles or cans or plastic little pieces. Like people will encounter some bigger items, anchors, lawn chairs, tires. If you're not equipped to bring these things up, please don't do it. The best thing to do, especially here in Florida, if you are somebody who wants to do a little bit more, you can also do reports here locally with the CFAN program. That's SEAFAN, CFAN. And basically they can go out, if you give them the location, especially if you give them GPS location, that's even better. And they can go out and remove these big items. So you do not have to do that as a diver, because you don't want to have to bring up an anchor and you're holding it the whole dive and swimming with a current. Like it's just too much. And if you don't have the right lift bag to bring it up, I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've tried to use my safety sausage to lift an anchor, and then all of a sudden the safety sausage halfway up the water column burst because the air was, you know, expanding as it went up and it was too heavy an anchor. And then all of a sudden I've got a busted safety sausage and I have an anchor still on the floor. So again, use the proper equipment to do a cleanup. Also, just to make another note, we talked about fishing line. Having scissors or a cutting tool for line is going to be useful, because you cannot break fishing line. You can't. It just expands. Okay, you can't crack it. You can't bend it. All right. So there really is no way to cut it unless you have a cutting tool. Another thing to be aware of is that if it's wrapped around the barrel sponges or the sea fans, the sea whips, don't pull on them. The best thing is to cut in sections and pull little bits of sections out. Because if you start doing a one big section and you keep going, you might actually pull it and take out a whole big stock of a sea fan or anything else that it might be embedded into. So just make aware of how you're doing a cleanup and also the right equipment. And if you're at the Blue Heron Bridge, make sure that you check the items before you clean up, because a lot of the animals at the Blue Heron Bridge use these items to hide in. So glass bottles especially, we usually find octopus in there, you guys. So you know what? Leave it. It's a home. It's a habitat for them. It's okay. All right. It's those little plastics that things like sea turtles and fish that can ingest. That's what needs to come up. Okay. I'm not too worried about the glass bottles and a little bit of cans, because those are hiding places for animals, but those plastics, that's what needs to come up. All right. So
for sea students, you have no idea what a wonderful teacher you have, Nicole, and the knowledge factor that you guys are receiving. So whenever you participate, in case you do sign up on Sunday to do this, it sounds like it's not just going to be a point and go, she's really going to address and get you excited and make it like a really fun dive now that things seems to be going back to normal. So it could really have quite the impact for our database, for your community, and then for each other. See what kind of cool tools you're going to bring into the dive.
Oh, I just got a cool comment. Brenda, that's awesome. So I'm going to share this night's tip. She said, Brenda Hill said that she carries a prescription bottle on her muck stick so that she can collect the hooks and line, wrap it up, and stick it into that prescription bottle. That's a great idea because, Brenda, let me tell you how many times I literally take them and I stick them in my BC pockets, and then I'm like pulling them out and I'm getting them into my fingers, or I'm getting it stuck in my bladder of my BCD, and I could puncture my BCD and make it so it doesn't work anymore. That's a great idea. So thank you. And she said Gina is the reason that she carries those around. So if you guys have any other tips or tricks, write in. Let us know if you have any other tips or tricks to collecting marine debris. We want to hear it. We want to know. And if you want to, because it is Aware Week, so starting now until Sunday, if you go out and you pick up some marine debris during your dive, you got to report it, and you have to post a picture of your marine debris with you, either out on the boat or back at the beach or back at the dive shop. Post it on social media and tag both 4C and the PADI Aware Foundation, and 4C will give you a free air or nitrox fill. That's right.
Wow. Thank you so much, Nicole. Come on, people. This is the perfect opportunity. The best of both worlds. A little bit of good old diving and then doing your local conservation. I love it. Thank you for being so generous with your time for this audience. We really appreciate everyone and the support to the mission, really, that is going to save us all.
Yeah, because I know sometimes it's not everybody likes to clean up, but you know what? If we're thinking about it this weekend, because it is Aware Week, let's do it. Let's do this, and you'll get rewarded. So get on that social media, tag us, and then bring it in, show it to us, and we'll give you that fill this weekend. So, because we want to appreciate what you guys are doing. So thank you again. And if anybody has any other questions, type them out now. If not, we're that's it. We've got it. We've got
pleasure. Hopefully the first of many. Reach out with any more of those. I think some of your audience just gave me great new ideas on how to get people to realize that's a pretty neat tip that we got there today. So Thank you very much, Brenda, and everyone who is here. And we're here to help with any of the questions you may have. Nicole, you are fantastic, and 4Cs and what you guys are doing, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And guys, we're looking forward to seeing you in one of our classes or out on the water soon. So give us a call. We'll get you booked. We'll take you diving. All right. Thank you, Juanita, for a great presentation. And thank you everyone for listening. Have a great evening. See ya.
See ya.